Welcome to iLecture Online. In the previous video, we took a look at an example where we had both qualitative and quantitative data. We graphed them both on a box plot, or box and whisker plot, and on a dot plot to get a feeling of how the distribution of the data was. Here we're going to take a look at the raw data, but placed on a table in a particular format. Notice that this is the same information you would need to draw the box plot, the box and whisker plot, so to speak. And then here we have the mean, the average, and the standard deviation. So what can we tell by these numbers by putting them in the box like this and then being able to compare them to one another? Notice that if you take a look at the difference between quartile 1 and quartile 3, notice that the differences here are roughly the same for all four, except for maybe the fourth one here. That's significantly different from the first three. Notice we go from 34 to 38, 37 to 40, 34 to 38. So presumably these two tires seem to have the best performance for a large portion of the trials. You can see that this one is a little bit worse, and this one is definitely worse than the other three. Then let's look at the outliers. It is possible that you get the worst performance on a particular trial or in real life when you're actually using the tire. Notice that the worst performance will go from 40 to 42 to 43. There's not a lot of difference between the worst performance. There's a lot more difference between the best performance, from 32 to 39. So again, if you're looking for the probability of having the best performance, notice that tire A and tire C again seems to outperform, and the worst performers is a little bit worse for C than it is for A. Now let's take a look at the bottom portion of the chart. Here we have the average. The average is usually what we look for to see how something performs. And notice again, A and C are very close when you look at the average value of all the trials, where B and D are not as good. And again, D is the worst of the four, C or B outperforming D with the average value. But now the standard deviation, because that gives you an indication of how far the data points tend to be apart. And notice that the performance is much more consistent for tire D as for all the other tires. So you can see here that if you're looking for the best performance, 36.2 versus 36 is very close, but the standard deviation is smaller for tire A than for tire C, so you'd have less variation in the results when you put your brakes on and you try to stop. So overall, almost the best performance for A, a little bit better for C as far as the average is concerned, but the standard deviation shows that you're much closer together in the data for tire A versus tire C. Tire D has a very consistent performance, but unfortunately, the consistency is not that good of a number. 40.7 is the largest stopping distance of all the tires. So you can see, you can tell a lot about looking at the various data points and when you line them up in specific ways in tables, and that is how it's done.